Hello everyone, good day. So now let me continue with the discussion. This topic is still a part of the financial literacy, and my topic is all about insurance and taxes. And I think this two are familiar, especially taxes, which is now timely and timely issues in our country. So, what is insurance? So, an insurance is a contract or policy in which an insurer indemnifies another against losses from a specific contingencies and or perils. So, an insurance it is a contract between the insured person and the insurer. It could be a insurance company, which in unexpected moments or situation, they will they will get in, like for example, if there are you avail a specific insurance, like for example in health or in a car. If you meet an unexpected event or situation, they will come in and they will give you a money or a compensations with depends on the policy of your contract. So there are many types of insurance policy. A life, health, homeowners, and auto are the most common forms of insurance. So insurance does not only limit about, like for example, we know life or health. They could also go beyond, like there are homeowners, auto, and many more. So these are, but as the mentioned earlier, are just the only common forms of insurances. And later on, we will talk about many types of insurance policies. So the core components that make up most insurance policies are deductible, policy limit, and premium. So these three are the core components that make up most insurance policy. We will talk about it also. So insurance policy components. So first we have a premium. A policy premium is its price, typically expressed as a monthly cost. So the premium is determined by the insurer based on your business risk profile, which may include credit worthiness. So a premium should be paid consistently, continuous, monthly or quarterly, because if not, the insurance will be cut off. Then the premium is determined by the insurer. If the insured person is, or the one person who availed the insurance is more at risk, like for example, uh, old or older person, they are more risk to health problems, so the price of their premium is higher. Or also example, those person or who avail insurance who are risk on, like more on accidents, so their premium is higher. So next one is the policy limit. The policy limit is the maximum amount an insurer will pay under a policy for a covered loss. Maximus may be set per period, annually or policy term, per loss or injury, or over the life of the policy, also known as lifetime maximum. So this policy limit is the maximum amount. It limits on limits the amount an insurer will pay under a policy. So for example, your insurance only covered 500,000, so that the maximum amount that an insurer will give. So if like for example, if you need 600,000, then the 100,000 you'll be the one to pay with it. That's the policy limit. While the deductible is a specific amount the policyholder must pay out of pocket before the insurer pays a claim. Deductibles serve as deterrents to large volumes of small and insignificant claim. So this one deductible is an insured person, if meets a, like for example, a car accident, and avail a car insurance, he must pay first out of pocket, own of his own pocket. Like for example, a, like katon a car accident, then amount of 500, I mean 500,000, and then he needs to pay a specific amount a out from his pocket before the insurer pays a claim. That's deductible. Then types of insurance. Now we all know the components. Let's go tackle about the types of insurances. First, we have the health insurance. I think this one is the most familiar. Health insurance is a contract between a health insurer and a policyholder that requires the health insurer to pay for all or at least a portion of medical cost. So health insurance covers all, maybe all, not sometimes, maybe least or sometimes all, depends on your insurance which you avail. So there are policies, so really depends on what coverage of insurance you pay. So this health insurance covers like a hospital bills and the medical, those for doctors fees, etc., as long as it's related to health checkups like that, then that's health insurance. Then we have car insurance, and auto insurance covers cars, motorcycles, trucks, and other vehicles, and is intended to protect against physical damage or bodily injury that could result from driving, whether the incident is reckless or an accident. So an auto insurance, this really helps to those especially who travels a lot, is using cars, motorcycles. So this ensures you in protect against physical damages or bodily insurance. So this could be whether the incident reckless, meaning it's not your fault, or or an accident. So life insurance, third, in the event of death, a life insurance policy pays a beneficiary an agreed upon amount of money to cover the expenses left by the deceased. A beneficiary is the person or entity named in a policy who received benefits such as spouse. So life insurance also known as the death insurance. If someone, mostly we have here the St. Peter's in locals, Malazarte. Yeah, I mean, those are one examples of life insurances. They provide security, and especially when for fees sa mga kuan, when the time burial na ay ana. So they cover all, depends sa imong gi-avail na policy. So this really helps to your family nga imong na left behind sa tao na which namatay. So they also give a beneficiaries to person, or especially like for example for me, in my case, my dad passed away, and luckily na siya insurance, life insurance. So wala mi kayo lisod in terms of financial during his burial, anything about patay. And then we also received a benefits na gihatag ang insurance sa amo each siblings, and also for my mama, which is the spouse. So this really helps also. And then we have homeowners insurances. I think this insurance uh, those have mga may kaya sa buhay. Homeowners insurance covers the house you reside in and any associated structures such as porch, garage, and balcony. So this anything around your uh, sa imong house na ma-include ang mga porch, garage, o balcony, they will cover it by the home insurance if you avail sa homeowners insurance. This insurance really helps, especially as here in the Philippines, we are prone with the natural calamities like atong earthquakes, typhoons. So if there are certain situations like unexpected events which could damage your homes, and then this really could help the homeowners. They will compensate those damages on your houses or your home. So this is homeowners insurance. So we have umbrella insurance. Liability insurance is what's called umbrella insurance because it covers cost in excess of other insurance policy. So this insurance is like, for example, you have homeowner insurance, then you have another insurance. This insurance is like on top of another insurance. So like, for example, you have a car insurance, then you also have another one, health insurance. So this they are costly, but they provide security. We have F, renters insurance. Renters insurance is used by tenants to cover personal property in case of damage or theft, which not the responsibility of the landlord. So this renters insurance does not cover the damages on the house, but only the damages of the house will not covered by the landlord, like especially sa there are cases of theft or another personal property. So the landlord does not don't have a responsibility with that. But if you avail a renter's insurance, then those personal property in case of damage or theft, then they will cover it. Like, for example, there is a fire in your rented apartment, then all of your things was damaged, and then nothing left. If you availed renter's insurance, then they will compensate you and may cover all of those damages or loss of property. That's renter's insurance. Then travel insurance, we have travel insurance covers trip cancellations, lost or misplaced luggage, travel accidents, and even medical expenses while on trip. So this travel insurance is mostly applied those businessmen because they mostly travel a lot. So but those are also, we can also avail this especially when we travel, like on plane. They provide or they offer a travel insurance on plane. Also they can, if you want to, that's if they could they will covers like, for example, trip cancellations, sa mga misplaced luggages, travel accidents, and even medical expenses. So this one could really help being secured when you are traveling a lot or just traveling once, at least, as long as you avail a travel insurance. So that's it. Those are the types of insurances. Hopefully in the future you will avail one of those, even or not one, just one, maybe one, two, three, or you can have the umbrella insurance. It may be costly, but it provides security and safety in the near future. Now we will talk about tax. So I think this one is controversial nowadays. They about corruptions in government. So tax, it is a bloodline in a country because it serves bloodline, since this one provides as it provides the government funds, logistics, this wherein that without tax the government will not operate. So this is a core of the government, the tax. So what are taxes? Taxes are involuntary fees levied on individuals or corporations and enforced by government entity, whether local, regional, or national, in order to finance government activities. So taxes are involuntary, meaning they will impose it individuals or corporation. So like we don't know that in our daily life we already experience or give taxes, especially when we buy foods, and where as a consumers we already have taxes. We already give taxes to the government. So in economics, taxes fall on whoever pays the burden of the tax, whether this is the entity being taxed, such as business or end consumers of the business goods. So this one, the end consumers are like us, which we're the one who buys goods in the sa tindahan, sa groceries, so anything. Also, those are working in the government. So we have two types of taxes: direct taxes and indirect tax. First, we have the direct taxes. These are primarily taxes on natural persons, especially or individuals, and they are typically based on taxpayers' ability to pay as measured by income, consumption, and net wealth. So this direct tax, meaning sa mga working on private and or government sectors, like for example sa teachers or mga police, they gave or imposed a tax on them. Depends on their income. We have the BIR, or the Bureau of Internal Revenue. They're the one who it's not review how much tax you should pay. So they collected every directly on your salary or your income. That's direct tax. We have here indirect taxes. These are levied on the production or consumption of goods and services and transactions, including imports and exports. So this is the one I mentioned earlier as the end consumer. When we buy something in the groceries, they impose taxes. So that's indirect taxes. Also in the tarifications, that's also indirect taxes. So example include general and selective sales tax, the value added tax, which is the 12% imposed by government, taxes on any aspect of manufacturing and production, taxes on legal transactions, and customs or import duties. So there are several common types of taxes. We have income tax, a percentage of individual earnings billed to the federal government. So this one I mentioned earlier about, like examples, the teacher or the police or the government or the private sectors which have an income. So there's a percentage on their income on with or earnings which the government nga ilang makuha, that's nga muhatag sila tax. So this one, income tax, is a direct tax, directly levied. So here, corporate tax, a percentage of corporate profits taken as tax by the government to fund federal programs. So mga corporate is businesses, so levied on mga business, mga corporations, muna siya ang corporate tax. So this also a type of a direct tax. So we have here sales tax, taxes levied on certain goods and services. So this one is indirect, since levied only on certain goods and services when we purchase or we do trade, import and exports. Clarifications: a property tax based on the value of land and property assets. So property, so this one is if you have a property, you need to pay a tax. I think it's annually. Really depends on how large your property is, or like for example kanang mga hectares nga land or sa imong mga property, then you need to tax. Depends on what kind of property you have. Like for example sa mga land property, you need to pay it nga, mag-tax gyud ka kay, since if you're not going to pay it, so there may case nga the government will take it pila ka years nga wala na ka nagpay. So that's why you need to pay your taxes, especially sa property tax. So 5 tariff taxes on imported goods. The property tax also a direct tax. So tariff taxes are on imported goods imposed on aim of strengthening internal businesses. So this one is an indirect tax. Really depends on mga consumers man siya, mga tarifications. Like for example sa mga documentary or uban sa when you kanang mga police clearances and BI, mga barangay clearance, mga documentary stamps. So that's are the imports, also exports, that's tariff taxes. There's an indirect tax. We have estate tax, right, applied on to the fair market value of property in a person's estate at the time of that. So this one is when a person die. So depends sa market value sa property. So before the kanang year makuha siya, so na siya they will give na siya tax. Mo ni siya ang tawag sa estate tax. So that's the about taxes. Natay direct, indirect taxes, and also types of taxes. So now let's move to financially stable or financial stability. Can't wait to be financially stable. So no. So I think we all know we all dream to be a financially stable, hopefully, and praying, manifesting to be financially stable in the future. So what is financial stability? Financial stability can be more broadly defined as a condition in which the financial system can facilitate real economic activities smoothly and is capable of unrevealing financial imbalances arising from shocks. So meaning if you're financial stable, meaning your finance is not unstable, wherein especially like for example ang country sa abroad na nangakuan, if a country is financially stable, so when there are crises or shocks that arises, they can still facilitate real economic activities. They can still provide, they can still operate smoothly. The countries still operate smoothly and capable of revealing financial imbalances. So like for example sa katong pandemic, if you are financially stable, then the government can still facilitate and run smoothly sa mga depends kung naay rises na mga inflations, mga ganyan. Also in person, kung sa individual, if you're financially stable, if naay mga nahitabo, mga if you are nakay savings or you have then unexpected events come in. So if you are financially stable, then okay ra, dili ka makurat. Then we have here tips on being financially stable. So first, we have to create a budget. Make a list of all your monthly expenses, your total monthly income, and put a spending plan in a place to correct your challenges. And try not to get hung up on budgeting too much. But in the early stage, you should create one. So this one is mag-list lang ka sa iyong mga monthly expenses, mag-create ka budget. Kay kung wala, if you'll not create a budget, so mag-disorganize imuhang budget. Meaning, sometimes you will be mag-over budgeting ka, ma-over imong budget sa sa portion nga kani nga kuan, and then munang magnita nag loans ganyan kay wala na budget para sa ani. So also lower your high costing bills, living, food, transportation, and utility bills. This may mean downsizing your home, car, and being more money conscious on your food habits for a while. But get this under control. You can use an app like Trim that helps negotiate savings and remove subscriptions to save money. So this Trim app is like a financial advisor nga app siya. This really helps you. This one is an helpful app. So magkuan lang ka, imong costing you should have to lower imong sa imong foods, imong living, transportation. Not too much, dili ka mag-over costing sa imong mga pagkaon, mga anak. You should also to be money conscious. Dili magkuan sa mga impulses. Then start prioritizing your savings, practicing paying yourself first, and build that buffer for emergencies and other life happenings. You can set up automatic transfers once you know how much you can save, so you never see that money. So as early as now, start to save money, since dili natin mahibaw-an in the near future that savings in Nagmay will become mudako na siya. So also you can set up a automatic transfer nga savings. So kay you will know, dili mo mahibaw-an since it is automatic. More siya dili mo feel, pero in the end of the pila ka years pag check ko mo dako na imo ang savings. So make savings automagical. So as what I've mentioned sa kanang earlier, automagical means automatic yapon. This should be your top priority, especially if you don't have a solid emergency fund yet. Make it the first bill you pay each payday by having a set amount automatically transfer from your checking account to your savings. Try an online savings account. Don't even think about this transaction, just make sure it happens each and every payday. So if it happens kung nag-automagical ka nya wala ra naanad na ka nga na automatic dito nya wala nimo ibaw-i nga in the near future hinda ko nagdi siya. Kay if it's not on automagical man good, if yung savings, so na tendency nga dili ka maghatag. If it is automagical, so it is directly mongadto sa imong savings. Then control impulses spending. The biggest problem for many of us, impulse spending on eating out and shopping and online purchases is a big drain on our finances. The biggest budget breaker for many and a sure way to be in a dire financial straits. So you should have to control impulses. Magpatakag kanang palit. If you go to groceries or mga gatong Watsons, so mag-list ka, list items nga imurang paliton. So if wala sa list nga important nimo, then you should have dili ka mo palit. Evaluate expenses and live frugally. If you're never tracked your expenses, try the 1-month challenge. Then evaluate how you're spending your money and see what you can cut off or reduce. Decide if each expense is absolutely necessary, then eliminate the unnecessary. So, mula gihapon siya, evaluation sa imong mga expenses na kay mga tracker. Mura kag magsuwat na kay notes sa imuhang money nga you spend, and if you evaluated nga dako imong na spend ang this one, then try to cut off or reduce that portion nga imong na spend, or you can eliminate those the unnecessary. So evaluation is an important, and especially in expenses. 1, invest in your future. If you're young, you probably don't think about the retirement much, but it is important. Even if you think you can always plan for retirement later, do it now. The growth of your investment over time will be amazing if you start in your 20s. So what sa mga tips, so now we need to invest na as long as kanang karon na jud. So dapat mag-invest early as possible, kay we don't know the time nga sa future pila kay years na kay investment, na kay savings. So eliminate and avoid debt. So I think this one will kanang dili makuanan good, especially sa maglisod. But if you've got credit cards, personal loans, or other such debt, you need to start the elimination plan. List of your debts and arrange them in order from smallest balance to the top to largest at the bottom. So hinahinay sa utang sa pay bills immediately or automatically. One good habit is to pay bills as soon as they come in. Also, as much as possible, try to get your bills to be paid through automatic deduction. For those that can't, use your bank's online check system to make regular automatic system. So nanaday, try to pay bills immediately, mga auto. So kay if matigom ang mga bills, so mag-pile up, this will come up with sums of money which makes you malubog sa utang. So try to have a online bank online check system nga na magkuan og automatical nga bills ng mga payment. So that's it. Those are the tips for being financially stable. So we discussed about insurances, the type of insurances, tax and types of taxes, and we have also discussed the financial stability and the tips for being financially stable. So I hope you learned from this discussion. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.